All right, welcome to the Sae Bae Cast number 4 with AriSlash. AriSlash, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm AriSlash, or Ari, as most people say. I play a hardcore Iron Man, currently rank 5, and I also stream on Twitch for a bit less than 3 years now. I study computer science, third year university.
Nice. And where are you from? Or did you
I'm
say?
from Finland,
Okay.
yeah, Kelagang.
Okay, so I'm really excited for this one because Ari and I have been friends for a while, and trying to think of when I initially met you, because
I remember.
I don't know if it was after I started streaming or it was before.
Well, I remember when I was first in your stream, you were doing some raid. I think it was some scaled raid, and someone hosted you. You were on very low viewers back then.
Yeah.
And I just popped in the chat and I was watching for a bit, and I thought you had a nice atmosphere. You were funny.
Oh, cool. It wasn't like it might have been a cold one. A cold one used to host me,
Yeah, maybe.
maybe. But yeah, I don't remember exactly the first time I watched you, but I do just remember I think when I did. Okay, wait. When did you actually start streaming? Was it in 2017? Because
No,
it wasn't. Or no. Sorry.
no.
Oh wait, I guess it wasn't then. Never mind. If it wasn't 2017, then I'm mistaking you for somebody else. Because I remember I
Well,
watched
I mean,
somebody when I was a
I
hardcore.
used to play main that I quit in 2015, and I wouldn't say I stream like streaming back then, but I did do a few random streams here and
Okay.
there. And my first followers, that even some of them watch me still back then, watched my stream for the first time.
So
But I'm
what made you want to stream in the first place?
Well, back when I made my hardcore in 2018 March, I was not studying it, and I had a part-time job that occupied 2 or 3 days of my week, and other than that, I had nothing to do. And I just thought I'd make an Iron Man for RuneScape, and I started out as a hardcore because I figured out that, well, if you die, you can just continue as an Iron Man, so might as well. And then streaming kind of came along naturally. I used to stream in Finnish at first, but very quickly it got to the point where I felt like I want to get to know the whole community instead of just the Finnish players. So I switched over to English, and yeah, I've been streaming in English since.
Nice. That's cool. So we got a few okay, community, listen, when we do these Sae Bae casts, we need more topics. So when I make the tweets, do not be scared to say some top or just put down some topics that you want to hear from, because literally anything you put on the tweet, we'll talk about. So if you have anything that you want us to talk about, we'll literally talk about it. But we do have quite a few topics. And the first one is do Tob. Ari, do Tob. What do you what do you think?
I knew this one was gonna service one way or another.
So
Um,
when are you doing Tob? Or no, not when are you doing Tob. Do Tob. It's just a
oh yeah.
command. Just do Tob.
I was preparing myself that if the combat diary passed and they added some reward that might have made it. I know we're going to talk about this more later, so I'm not going to go too much into detail. But if they would have added rewards that would be worthwhile risking such a high hour hardcore, I was prepared to get 50 base KC at every boss, including Theater of Blood, Corrupted Gauntlet, and even the Wilderness.
Shit.
But to go to Theater of Blood for items, that has no appeal to me. The way I play the game nowadays and the other stuff I've already done, like all the potential upgrades, like sure they are upgrades, but the use I would get out of them would never justify the time or the risk it takes me to get those items.
So what would have to happen to TOB, or would you want anything to happen to TOB to make it either more fair for hardcores or easier? I don't know what your opinion is, if you would like to make it
No,
easier.
TOB is just fine. Jagex just has to. step up when it comes to hardcores dying to disconnections,
Mm,
especially if it's their fault. Jagex, I think that's honestly unacceptable, and that's why the game mode is flawed because uh, the high level, the hardcores with the high amount or a lot of hours understand that at this point, whatever you do, it's just based on the fact of like, what is the chance of you DCing here and dying? And that's basically how you rank anything when it comes to dangerous activity. You just kind of have to assume that you're not going to make a mistake and die.
yeah. No, hardcore is flawed.
It is
what
flawed.
I'm trying to think of because when it was first announced that they were coming out with hardcore, I was so fucking pumped. I was so pumped.
Mm.
It was like probably the most excited I'd ever been for the game, and I went so ham for like a month. I like seriously like the first like 3 days I was playing 20 hours a day, like on my new
Damn.
hardcore, and that was like day of like the second of release.
Okay.
But I remember before it was announced, they were like they announced it, and then the whole community's like, "What the fuck? The servers are like the worst they've ever been, and this is what you
Yeah.
decide to do." But
Mm.
like, it seems like that's a pretty normal thing for Jagex to like just ignore some blatant issue and then just like release something that like kind of coexists with it. But
The
like,
fundamental idea of hardcore becomes flawed because of this. Because if your best hardcores always die to something out of their hands, do like because of the company that they're paying to play the game in the first place, it's fucked up, dude. It
yeah.
should not be a thing. They should at least have some system where if it happens, they can at least give back the hardcore status of these people.
So are you saying just if the on Jagex's end it DCs and there's actual proof that okay Jagex sees the server DC?
Yeah,
Is that all it could
because
be
I
really?
feel like it would be way too difficult to keep track of if we start going into everyone's like personal power outages or their own ISPs or some cat pulling the cord out of the router or some shit like that. Like
Yeah.
it goes too deep. If even they could like baseline say that if our worlds disconnect, we can like that doesn't count. We will give you your status back. Like that would be amazing.
So what would you think? Would this be okay? I'm just asking if they retroactively gave people their hardcores back if it was proof. Obviously that will never happen, so it's a theoretical thing.
Yeah, it will never happen.
But
I've
what
accepted that.
what would you think if they actually did do that in this fantasy world?
You mean like everyone who's died in the past as well would give it
Yeah,
get
like
it back?
like retroactively whoever like there was proof of. So I think didn't XZN die to a Jagex
Yes, he
DC
DC'd on Bloat,
or
yeah.
was it his
So did
own?
Rocket and Oispakalia DC'd on Xarbus and Golden Axe DC'd on Versik.
And there's like proof of all those too. Like
Yeah,
they
they're
seem to
all
have
on
like
stream.
recordings and stuff.
Yep.
That's such a shame. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of. I remember like when I was a hardcore on this account, I I don't know, man. It's like it really is a skilling game mode if you want to make it long term. Like you just can't do risky things because you'll just like you say like you'll just die inevitably to a DC. Like with how many
Yeah,
hours this game is, you're just gonna die.
you have to draw the line somewhere where you stop going for items. Otherwise, you will die. Eventually, it'll happen to everyone because like you just have to push your luck until you reach that line that you decided, and then you have to stop. Because if you keep going and you never draw the line where you stop risking
What was
most of
that,
your
dude?
gameplay hours are is you
Gosh,
risking your account. That makes sense.
Yeah, 1 sec.
Eventually, there will come a time where you get that one DC because that's all it takes. Even on my account, like, sure, I'm not dead, but I've had two DCs that I was very fortunate to survive in situations where I should have died, probably.
I'm sorry. I just got some random ass notification because on like on the stream, I literally it says it's paused. My Streamlabs literally says it's paused, so I just need to make sure this is like off for the rest of it because what the fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. That was really fucking
God,
loud for
dude.
me. That was so loud.
Oh my
Scared me.
god.
Okay. I'm sorry about that.
That's fine.
Um okay, it should be paused. I hope. Okay. Hopefully it's paused now. Hopefully I just don't even get any more followers. But yeah, that was a follower
Do you have
notification.
Streamlabs OBS?
I have just I have normal OBS, but then I have the Streamlabs little
Okay,
thingy.
so if you go in the scene where you have the everything, if you just hide the alert box, like you click the I button next to the element, it'll hide it, and even if you get followed or anything, it's not gonna show up.
Okay. Streamlabs alerts. That's what I've named it. I hope that's it.
Yeah, you hide that, and then even if someone follows, it won't show up. In the
Okay.
future, you should probably create a new scene for recording where it doesn't even have that.
I do have a scene. Like that's the scene I'm using, but for some reason the noise happened. Like
Okay, that's
like
really weird.
yeah, it was just the noise. Like the thing didn't actually pop up, but weird. Okay. Hopefully it's good.
Hmm.
So Fat Clouds put in the topics. He wants talking points on skills getting devalued over time and maybe the trend of Todd activities.
Yeah.
God damn it. And he wants to know if updates are happening too frequently lately. So let's talk about the first one. Personally, okay, skills getting devalued over time. Let's think of, well, I'm trying to think of this year skills that got devalued. Agility, big time.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest one. I'm trying to think if there's any other actual skills that got devalued. Prayer, or it's going to. I guess that's not that's not this year, but and this is for irons, I guess. But
and they added that pedal tree in the what is it called? I don't know if it's really a devalue, but in the new vampire area, there's the white tree you can pedal.
Oh yeah, that blisterwood tree.
I don't know if it really counts, but that's
That
also
one's
a thing.
yeah. I don't. Does anyone even chop that? Like I went in there to try to test tick manipulation, and it just didn't work. Like no matter, it was just. I mean, you can 3-tick it, but like that's.
Yeah, I just saw people pedaling it a lot.
Yeah, is that where they like have the inventory like flashing on and off, and they can like.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't redwoods like just about as? I mean, I guess that tree never despawns, so you can literally just camp there.
Yeah.
Forever. Interesting. Does that tree give clue nests? Does it
I
give
don't
any
think it
nests?
does. It was not intended to be trained for wood cutting outside of getting that one log during the quest or something, I think.
Nah, there's no way they just like. I feel like they always have these little agendas to make really easy things come into the game. I feel like that was one of them. Like, there's no way they just were like, "Oh, we just wanted you to chop one."
Does it? Wait, let me open the map. Does it have like a tree icon on it as well?
It's isn't it like in an inside? Oh wait.
It does have a tree icon on it. Rare trees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. They did consider that being used for. It's pretty close to a bank as well. Not that you can use that log for anything, but.
So, what do you think about skills getting devalued over time?
Yeah, it's a fact. It happens. It would be foolish to think it's not a thing. It's happening. It's always happened since the start. No skill has been given more value. Value always gets taken away.
So what if they, or well, I guess for skills, I'm just trying to think because there's been like Zora nerfs and stuff. I guess those aren't really skills. But
well, indirectly, kind of, but yeah they're not really like straight up methods that devalue other methods.
So
I don't know. I feel like at Jagex they feel like they have to somehow casualize the game over time.
I agree.
And the way to do that is to make things easier. Because if you're a casual player, RuneScape is a super fucking neat game, which means that the person who puts the most time will always make the most progress when it comes to skilling, especially. And that's not very favorable kind of game for someone who doesn't have more than 2 or 3 hours to play per day. And I guess Jagex is like taking the path where if it takes less hours and less effort methods to get like some skill grind done, it will be more appealing to a bigger amount of people, even if those people don't play 1/5 of what we do, for example.
So
But they,
I think I briefly went into it with Valor, but we talked about like how I feel like, or I'm trying to think if it was him we talked about it with, but it was basically like these updates to speed up skills, especially for irons, like crafting's been sped up. Now prayer's getting sped up with these new ashes coming out. Do you think that part of it is because there's like this kind of thing where remaking hardcores is like cool, and like remaking snowflake accounts is cool, and so like, because I felt like RuneScape initially was everyone just kind of had one account, and it was like, it's kind of just, it didn't like, skills didn't really get devalued that often, but now it's like everyone's making new accounts all the time, it feels like, or at least a lot of people are, and it's like they're kind of like helping their content creators out by just getting them to progress quicker. That's how it kind of feels in my eyes. It's just kind of like,
maybe, but I think
know.
that's a huge like reach still. I don't think they're doing it for the sake of 5 remake Andys that everyone knows. Like, if you think about it, how many remakers do you know that are not content creators?
I mean, I couldn't really name names because I don't really follow them anyway, but I know there's quite a
Well,
few.
I can name a few.
Yeah,
There's Osiris.
true. I feel bad for that
And
guy, dude. I feel
yeah,
so
I do
bad.
as well, yeah.
Oh gosh.
I mean, he has a pretty solid hardcore right now.
I don't even know.
He
That's the thing.
has,
I blend them all into one. Like, I don't even
yeah,
remember which one's like good or not.
he has a blade now, and he's done with Gauntlet, and I think it's over 2K total. He's done all the quests. He hasn't posted progress updates in a while, but yeah, he's playing, doing well.
That's good to
Other
hear.
remake Andys that don't stream.
Is fifth hardcore Iron Man? Is that actually his fifth hardcore, or did he just?
It is, yeah,
Okay. Damn. Were his other
but
accounts just shit?
he I don't want to like talk for him because I don't remember exactly. But the way I understood is none of those 4 accounts before were like super far. Like I
Okay.
don't know if he had done the Slayer grind on even one of them.
Okay, so they were just accidental deaths 4 times
Yeah,
early on.
basically.
When did he make this account? Because he's rank 1.
I don't know, but he used to have less XP than me, I think.
Okay, interesting. So you're what, rank 6 right now, hardcore?
Yeah, he's rank 1, he's 2 XP, and he's also top 15 Iron Man, I think.
Damn. So do you
Yeah, he
think,
goes hard.
because what I heard, at least I think I heard it in your stream, that he wanted to do Tob like 6 months ago or something. Did he ever
Yeah, he
follow
was
through with
looking
that?
for a team but didn't get one, and ever since then he's put even more hours into the account, and I don't know how he feels about it now. But like, for example, he did do 10 corrupted gauntlets when he was rank 1 hardcore. So
Damn.
just
Savage.
because he has 2 XP doesn't mean that he's not gonna go TOB one day, or maybe go for the achievement Combat Diaries.
What do you think would be harder, doing 100 corrupted gauntlets on a hardcore or doing 100 TOBs in any fashion? Like you could do like 3-mans and just be carried, or 4-mans or whatever.
The
Like,
corrupted gauntlet would be way difficult, way more difficult.
you think so?
It would require, on average, a way better player to do 100 corrupted gauntlets without dying, or being able to leave in time to not die, than it does to have someone do 100 TOB runs without dying.
So do you think that's
I'm
like,
gonna get flamed because I didn't do either, but that's what I think.
do you think, so is corrupted gauntlet the most dangerous thing as a hardcore, do you think? Like the most flexiest dangerous thing, I guess, for a hardcore to do?
Yeah, for sure.
Damn. And Osiris did how many for his blade? Or did he
I
even
don't
do
know.
corrupted, or did he just do normal?
Fuck, I don't know. Let me open the high scores. But Solo did 350. He's like,
Corrupted.
yeah,
Wow. Wasn't it at
yeah.
like 10 like months ago? I feel like a cold one, or like, who was it? It was like Was it a cold one that got 10 initially? Or no, it was Lake that got 10 initially.
Lake was the first hardcore to be on the high score to get 10, but since then a lot of people have done it.
Weird. Okay.
See,
Yeah, that seemed like
corrupted
such a
from
big
Lake.
deal at first, and now it's
Yeah, solo 349 rank 1.
wow. Does he have a blade and pet and stuff?
Osiris 170 kc rank 4. That's his
Okay.
blade kc, I'm guessing.
Interesting.
So it was corrupted.
So, what do you think of these Todd activities coming in? Let's see what we have so far. Winter Todd, obviously. Do you consider Volcanic Mine a Todd minigame, or do you think it's just easy team-based? I don't know. I feel like mining Todd...
Volcanic Mine requires way more organizing to be able to get a team going and doing stuff than your like Todd activity. For example, Winter Todd, you just go and do it and it works, right?
Yeah, I feel that way too. There is actually effort to put in to like get on a Discord and
and to get the best XP rates in Volcanic Mine, you actually need like to properly organize the team. You need good teammates who know what they're doing, and then you can only get that rate. But in Winter Todd, you just go and do it and you get your XP rate,
yeah.
right? So I wouldn't really compare it to a Todd activity.
So do you think the only Todd activity right now is Winter Todd, or do you think there's other ones?
Yeah, Winter Todd and maybe like...
I think Volcano is like a Todd game, in my opinion.
Kinda, and even like Zaya runecrafting in a way.
Yeah. God damn it. What do you think of this new water Todd or fishing Todd or what's it called? Temporos? Is it pronounced Temporos?
Yeah, Temporos or Temporos or
yeah, whatever.
Temporos.
I'll just call it Temporos,
fucking
like an
know,
American.
man. Yeah, Temporos.
So what do you think of the new Temporos? Honestly, I haven't even looked at the blog in like 2 weeks probably now, but I do kind of remember what's coming out.
Yeah, I also remember.
What do you think
They
about it?
added like some challenge mode to it before they've even released it.
I honestly get pissed off when they talk about the challenge mode. You know why? Because I literally made a Reddit post of Volcano challenge mode. So you remember? I don't know if you were doing Volcano or not because you're a hardcore on release or when it was released.
I tried it out on my all just to see how it's like, but I haven't done any on my account. No.
Well, basically, they got rid of tick manipulation and like any form of skill from it, and so I put like I made the stupidest decision to put it on Reddit, of course, like casual heaven, but like I put it on Reddit of like this challenge mode Volcano that would actually because the main thing about Volcano initially was that you're punished if other players on your team are doing well. Like you're directly punished if somebody else does better than you. And so my whole philosophy on the challenge mode was that you want good teammates because the teammates will actually help benefit you. Like so it was this new way. Anyway, I have this like picture of it and it was like this little thing, but it was just fucking ignored. Like nobody gave a shit. I even posted on Twitter later. I'm like, fuck you guys. Like I spent like 4 hours making this shit, thinking of stuff, and none of you care. And then you're like, oh, let's make a water Todd challenge mode. God damn it, dude. Like I feel scammed because I feel like they're very similar, and Volcano is just trash. It's so bad. But
it is. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about a challenge mode, especially. I think one of the J mods made a good point where it was like it's already targeted toward low to mid level, and when they say low to mid level, they really mean it. Like it's gonna be literally Winter Todd. I think so, and so making a challenge mode of that, it's not gonna be tough enough, I don't think, to make it so only certain people can do it. So it's basically like challenge mode is gonna be the only thing good, and nobody's ever gonna play the normal one. Like that's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
so,
that might happen unless they add some requirements to it.
That's true. Or it's actually really difficult, which then I wouldn't understand.
Like you could make the challenge mode locked behind a 2.2k total or some shit.
True, but that's kind of arbitrary. And then pures will start whining and complaining that.
Oh fucking dude, this is like might be shit take, but like snowflake opinions don't matter.
God damn it.
They really don't, man, because you chose to arbitrarily restrict yourself, so now you have to fucking live with your decision. You don't get to change the game around your...
I kind of feel the same way, where like
The game is designed for people who played the way that was intended, where you don't have any like rules that restrict you from doing something that wasn't there, right? But like if you impose rules on yourself and then you complain about not having access to some content, it's you shot yourself in the foot. Like, oh my.
And they're not. I mean, they're technically not forced to stay
Yeah, they're not.
their account style anyway. But I completely agree, and I think it's really dumb when they're like, well, I admire that they try to like make exceptions because like with combat achievements, they literally said so anybody that can get past or any defense restricted account can get or can complete the hard tier, I think is what it was. And so like I'm glad they kind of make some little exceptions because like I don't know.
Well, maybe they could do something like, so if you ignore the combat stats, since in Temporos you don't have to do combat, the skills that are left, the actual skilling skills,
Those
maybe you have to have an average total level in, or average level of 80 something in those, and then you can do the challenge one.
Interesting. So just an arbitrary requirement, not like actually skill based, just
Yeah, that way it wouldn't restrict any combat builds. It would just actually restrict people who don't have like, well, a good enough account in my opinion, since all the skills matter. If you have 10 rune crafting and then everything else is nice, then well, everyone's just gonna see that you have 10 rune crafting on your account and shit.
You know what bothers me about Volcano? They literally made an update. I think it was following the tool seed change rate where they like nerfed Volcano and stuff. They made another update. It was around that time, but they said now your rune crafting level will directly affect the damage you do to Volcano.
Oh yeah, I
dude,
remember
it didn't do anything. I kid you not, it did nothing. Like I still hit zeros, ones, two, like with it's just really dumb how like I think the Tephra does a little bit more, I guess, but it's not significant enough. It's kind of like I don't know, it's just like dumb. Like you'll go into a world with Venezuelans, they'll have 50 RC and they'll like out DPS you basically, like just randomly. It's still just fully random. It bothers me.
Super small modifier to it.
Yeah. I have so many issues with Volcano. Honestly I wish it was just kind of deleted because it's just bad. Like here's 800 noted gold ore for doing nothing, for like putting no effort in whatsoever. Like
sounds great.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just bad. It's just very bad design.
Yeah.
But what do you think of updates coming out more frequently lately? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think it has something to do with suddenly having the double amount of J mods. I feel like they're like giving them something to work on for the sake of working on something.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Just giving them sort of like arbitrary experience just to...
Yeah, like a lot of stuff like that, I feel like nobody asked for, and they're adding it just for the sake of so someone has something to work on.
So what was even like... I'm trying to be like unbiased here because I kind of agree with it, but what actually came out this year besides Nightmare and like Dark Mayor and stuff? Like I don't know. Like I know they're
it was pretty shit year for updates, yeah.
I know they're talking about a lot of things and it looks really overwhelming, but at the same time, I feel like there's always been a lot of talk, but there's I don't know. Everyone in the community, at least like the loud part of the community, just wants Raids 3 at this point. And they like, dude, you know what's really cringe is like people that get all weird on Twitter and it's like, oh man, I'm thinking of quitting the game because Jagex won't release another raid. It's like, I don't fucking care. Just don't play then. You don't need to say you're not going to play.
Yeah,
like,
true.
It's really cringe. I'm not trying to call anybody out, but like when you go on Twitter and say, this game sucks, like nobody asked, dude. Like just don't log in.
Let's see. They added Mahogany Homes.
That's true. That was a really good update.
Yeah, they added the big update for Costume Room, where you can individually store pieces now. And they improved the interface of the cabinets where you can store items. And they did a lot of chamber changes this year.
That's true. That was early on, right? Like fixing
And
or fixing in quotations vanguards. I guess that was kind of a nice change for like soloers.
I linked you something. And yeah, but like they did multiple, like they went back to raids twice, didn't they? To do some changes. Or maybe I'm remembering wrong. Oh yeah, and the death mechanics change was this year as
Oh
well.
yeah, that was big. I think Fat Clouds is more talking about like content, not just like. I mean, I guess those are kind of content, but I guess he's.
Update more. No, he has a point. We have more frequent updates of stuff being added rather than stuff being fixed.
Yeah, that's how
Like,
it. I mean, again, I think I'd probably disagree for this year, but I agree. Like they're talking about a lot of random things, like that minigame blog. I think that's actually helping a lot of
oh
minigames. But
yeah,
like,
that
who
too.
asked for Soul Wars? Like, who actually
Yeah,
asked for
like
that?
so many things are being pulled one after another before even the first one has been implemented yet. They've already pulled three other things,
That's
right?
true.
And I don't know, dude. They are definitely doing too much, in my opinion. I don't think RuneScape is a game that should be appealed to the casual audience because once you do that, the people who actually play the game are gonna lose the reason they play the game, and then you will lose your actual player base trying to cater to players who never played in the first place. And that's a mistake they have made in the past. And honestly, I hope they're not gonna do it again. But
I think they are with Mike D, Mod Mike D. He is very passionate about getting every single person, no matter what, to play this game. It's
no,
like
I
a
think they
really
would do the
dangerous
best
outlook.
if they just ignore if they just for example thought in a way where okay nobody new is ever going to start playing this game again, let's just cater to the people that already pay and already play as well, and I think that way things would go better. It's just that I'm sure it's not in the hands of the team. Like there has to be a lot of pressure from the upper management and the investors of who own Jagex,
Yep.
and they are the ones who decide what happens at the end of the day.
Sad,
So,
sad world. It's all about money.
if anyone is an early Bitcoin millionaire, buy Jagex, save the game. So,
So I agree. There's a lot of things coming out. Like I was in your stream this morning, and I had met you were like, I was talking about the prayer outfit coming out, and I swear you didn't even know. Like I didn't know it
no,
was
I had
coming out
no
until
idea.
like 2 weeks ago. When
Yeah, I had no idea.
yeah,
I knew about the runecrafting outfit, which what at the time was also a surprise to me. But I had no idea there was going to be a prayer outfit.
I think rune crafting outfit's great because it's not XP based. It's
Yeah, it's runes,
yep.
more runes.
But I
Yep,
think the
I
prayer
agree.
outfit is the stupidest thing ever.
They should never have touched prayer as a skill again, in my
They
opinion.
I think demonic ash is great, but it isn't great because the chaos altar is a thing. I think it's a great addition for like if you were just to exclusively look at like hardcore mode where you just take out the chaos altar, because I think it is cool that like other monsters can give a lesser form of prayer XP, similar to like insult
Mm.
heads. I was actually a big fan of the insult heads update initially,
Yeah, yeah.
but the chaos altar just ruined prayer uh horribly, and so like adding additional things to prayer is just really dumb now, which is sad because demonic ash sounded really cool, but because of the chaos altar it's
It should
unneeded.
definitely be made in a way where if you die in the wilderness with the outfit, you lose the outfit to discourage from using it at Chaos Altar.
Okay, so you just say like guaranteed you just lose it. I wonder if it's gonna be tradable
Yeah,
or not for mains, if you could like
hopefully not.
loot it.
It should be something you gain through a mini game, and if you die at the altar with it, you should lose it every time. Otherwise, it'll fuck up prayer.
Yeah, no, it's making it like yeah, it's bad. That 5%, that's the same thing that happened with the initial update. They were saying, oh, 50% bone save. Okay. Like, you just think in your head, every bone's now worth 1.5 bones because our human brains just see 50% and go, oh, that's not, 100%, even though 100% would make no sense. But, like, yeah, so I I feel like I'd never voted on it. I can't even remember that just even coming into the game. It was just in the game all of a sudden. I was like, shit. And yeah, just completely ruined prayer.
That is direct result of Iron Man mode, I think.
What do you mean?
I don't think Chaos Altar would ever have been added without Iron Man and the Irons crying about prayer.
Really? I think it was more about just getting something out in the wilderness to get PKers to
That
shut
could
up
also
for a
be
little bit.
it. Yeah, I think it was mostly due to it was mostly Iron Man catered update though. I feel
Interesting.
like because for mains you just buy GP and you get the same rate doing the damn Gilded Altar, right?
Yep.
It's basically just the money save for mains, which the money save with current metas in main is, well, it's not a save at all. You don't save any time since money is 0 time. But for irons, you literally spend half less time banking prayer.
It's so bad. It's so fucking bad. Imagine Dids. He has 200 mil prayer, and it's like he'd only be at 100 mil. That's
Yeah,
crazy to
exactly.
think how
It
long
is
prayer used to
crazy.
be.
Yeah.
Like, think about your 20 million prayer. Or no, you've never used it. Never
No, I haven't
mind.
ever used it. Yep.
I'm like, it would only be 10 mil. God damn it.
I'm
No,
an ethical
you
Iron
did all
Man.
yours
Stays away
respectfully.
from broken
Yeah,
content that should not be in the game.
it's so bad. But like for me, I have a bunch of bones. Like I could get 50 mil prayer right now, but it would only end up being without the Chaos Altar like maybe almost 30 mil total or like
Yeah.
32 mil. That's crazy to think about.
It is, yeah. But it is what it is. It's in the game and it's part of the game, so.
Is that why Llador quit? Or was it just
No,
was this an
Lowlander quit
excuse?
more because of IRL reasons. When I
Okay.
started streaming and I started this account, he was still around. Back then, he was starting to be done with uni and shifting into working life. And
Mm.
he also got engaged, I think, during this time.
Oh wow.
And he actually first, when he came back, he went back to his main account instead of playing his Iron Man, because what he wanted to do was to try and incorporate playing RuneScape into his life casually. And he told me that he wants to try. He set a goal for himself on the main account to get max gear for Solra. Because for those who don't know, Lelado really enjoyed killing Solra. But he just he asked me for the Nightmare Zone setup and shit to get the combat stats. But it kind of like he very quickly, like after trying it for less than a month, he just said that it just doesn't work for me, dude. When I play RuneScape, I either play it like I did on my Iron Man, my life basically, or I just don't play.
Yeah.
And I can relate to this mindset a lot. For me, RuneScape has always been a more of an all or nothing kind of game because of how long it takes to reach some of the goals. Unless you are putting in those 10 hours every day at least, it will feel meaningless to play 1 or 2 hours a day and be like, yeah, 3 more months and I'll get a 99 this or that.
Yeah, and I feel like most of it comes down to like a competitiveness, like because
Yeah.
I totally understand people like, I mean like for me, I don't have any like I'm not playing for competition. I'm playing for my personal goals right now, which makes it a lot easier to just log off and just do something else. But
Yeah,
the
I feel
times
that.
where I've competed or somewhat competed, I definitely feel that like ooh like it's kind of hard to be busy like during the day. Like I kind of used to compete in hardcore when I was in school, and then my account got banned. But like back then, the game really was like that's all I was thinking about. I wasn't thinking about other things in my life. It was just give me like more ranks basically. And like
Yeah.
you can't. It's hard to play. It's because it's really fun playing that way. I think it's extremely enjoyable to play with like a competitive mindset. But
Yeah.
it comes down to like it's all or nothing, really.
As long as you have the goals and the motivation, you can put so many hours every day and you will only be limited by having to eat or to go to the bathroom or having to sleep.
Yeah,
Because
days go by so fast when you're super
yeah,
motivated. It's like
yeah, they
depressing when
do.
it's nighttime. You're like, God damn it, I have to sleep.
Stay up the whole night.
Yeah, but then it's like you got to keep that healthy rhythm.
Yeah.
No, I'm super, like, I think of people that truly compete, like the people that consistently put in like 12 to 16 hour days every single day and are like efficient. That is so crazy. Like, it's crazy motivation. I don't care about what your IRL looks like. Even if a person had unlimited free time and unlimited money and stuff, like being able to grind 12 to 16 hours a day is like every single day and be efficient with it. That takes a lot of fucking motivation.
Yeah, and the crazy motherfuckers are the mains, right?
Yep.
Because they are not only putting those hours on that one account, but they're most likely also playing multiple other accounts to make money on the side.
Yep. And it's a
And
completely useless game mode too. That's the most impressive. No, I'm kidding.
True.
No, but like mains, dude. Like when I compare, I mean, obviously we have Higer, we have Dids, we have Steve, we have Iron Gamers, but
Yeah, we do.
at the same time, you see mains like filling up top page and shit, and you're like, God damn, I'm nowhere near like this dedicated to this game. And I like talking to people. Like in the future, I want to talk to some of those like up their main account. I got a few people that I'd like to talk to because it is honestly super interesting, I guess, to see somebody that's been playing for years on one account and just been so consistent for years, you know? And like, like, how do you not? I mean, because people ask me like, how do I not burn out? It's like, dude, I'm nowhere near approaching 4.6 bill XP, getting 200 million every single stat. Like that takes like you should be asking those people, how do you not burn out? Because you're doing the same thing, and there's already a written path. It's like you do this for this skill, you do this for this skill. Now just do it for 1,000 hours, you know.
A lot of them probably start off enjoying it, but then at some point it most likely turns into, yeah, I have to finish since I'm this far before I dip.
Yep. And the competition is, some people are just super driven by competition. I know I can be. I'm not obviously on like the highest end of the spectrum, but like I really do like the competition, and there's some people that just go so hard when there's any form of competition in any game.
Yeah.
So
True. It's insane to me. Every time I open the high scores and I see Link's Titan first, the way he maxed before all these cheesy alt methods and all these other methods, and he finished so much before now people are starting to finish one after another.
yeah,
It's crazy to me how fast he went.
fucking machine. That's like the definition of just consistency. Just never stops.
If you ever look up his tempo and put it on like all time, you will see like him kind of casually playing until he reaches like the 300 mil XP mark or so, where you max 300, 400 mil, and then suddenly it begins in a linear line and it doesn't end until he reaches 4.6. It's actually crazy, dude.
That's awesome.
He just decided, fuck it, dude. 200 mil.
No, that's the craziest thing. It's not even like a spontaneous decision. Like, it probably was, but like at the same time, it's like it isn't spontaneous because he fucking kept with it every single fucking day for how many hours? 16 to 18 hours or something. Like, you gotta, I don't know. That is insane.
And I'm linking you that.
Yeah, show me that. I think of Lowlander being the first, by far, person to max a UIM, pioneering methods and stuff. Like, he's another player where I'm just like, God damn. Like, you didn't even need to max that fast. It's the same thing with Lynx. It's like, dude, there was nobody even close to you. You could have just chilled, but nah, they just keep going as fast as humanly possible. It's crazy. Yeah, that's a disgusting.
You can see like he reached the 300 something mil mark, and then he's like,
Yep.
fuck it, 200 mil all, dude.
That is. Let me see if I can bring this up. Yeah. That's crazy. Didn't he? Yeah, he just played pretty casually at first, right? And then didn't he have his alt account like rune crafting while he just played RS3 for a bit?
Yeah, I
Can't
think he
remember.
started on his alt runecrafting natures at 44, and then he went all the way to way post 99 XP, just making natures all the way at Abyss all the time. Back in the day when I runecrafted some nats as well, I remember doing it alongside his alt. I can't for the life of me remember the name of his alt
It
though.
was like Link's XY or something. Like wasn't it? It was.
Fuck,
Let me look it up actually, because
I don't remember it.
I'm almost positive he was like, because I remember looking it up a while ago. I'm gonna just go look it up real quick. Now I'm curious. What do you think of Lowlander? I know he has like a bad rap for like tanking God Wars and stuff, and I remember there was accusations that like he account shared with his brother or some shit, but like
Yeah,
I
that's what I remember. I don't really care about using the alts to tank and shit,
I
but
never
the
could.
one
Yeah,
where he apparently used or multi-logged, not multi-logged, sorry, he account shared during the ultimate.
yeah, I heard accusations, but again, like I never saw
I have
any.
nothing to back it up, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I've just heard the same as well.
So when I let me look. Like now on the high scores, I'm like looking. I swear his name was like he was like 112 mil or something, wasn't he? Shit, I don't see his name either. I swear he was like 112 mil at one point, and
Was he really that high?
yeah, it
Oh yeah,
was
it's Skiller's L, right?
what? Where
Rank 66 room crafting. Skiller's L. What's
was
that
that?
Link's Titans alt?
Uh,
Hmm. Fuck, I don't remember.
I don't, I don't see the name because it was like I swear. Well, somebody will know what it is in the comments or whatever, but I swear it was like a Lynx XY or something, or just some
No,
weird
he
like.
didn't have links in his name.
Did
I
he
think it
not?
was
I
Skiller's
swear it
L.
had like an XY something, and I swear it was Link something.
I think it was Skiller's L. This name is familiar.
Interesting. Let me look. What does his account look like? Shit, maybe that is it actually, because it's
Yeah,
all.
you found it?
I
I
mean, I'm
think
just
it's
looking up
there.
the account Skillers L, and it looks like that's all he really did was Abyss.
I think this was his account, dude.
You're probably right. Like I can't see any other account there. It looks like it. Interesting.
I don't know what's up with the combat stats.
Maybe he just did Nightmare Zone to be tanky or some shit.
Maybe.
Interesting.
But
Um,
yeah, this was his alt. He runecrafted that way.
but I do always think it's really impressive when somebody will go so hard at something where nobody else, like it's kind of like that meme where it's like nobody, like there's nothing, and then somebody just fucking goes ham on something. It's like this.
Yeah.
Who's that guy Jacob that has done like 123k Serb? Like it's literally
Oh
like
yeah,
nobody,
Jesus Christ.
and then
Yeah.
it's 123k Serb. Like Jesus, dude. Yeah, that's gonna be me with Sarachnis. But I feel the same way when people like Lowlander just maxes way before anybody. Link's Titan
Mm.
maxes before anybody, and then like I don't know. There's other situations where people just go so ham. It's like, how do you have all this motivation, especially when it's like a competitive atmosphere? It's like, why do you like? How did you go so hard when there was nobody even close to you? But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why slow down if you're playing anyway and he enjoys going hard then?
Yeah, I guess. But that's
Yeah,
what
I
I
guess.
question. Is like, how do you have all that motivation to go so hard when you're not even like, I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, he had some other conditions as well that you could say are beneficial to some repetitive process like tick manipulation in RuneScape.
True. Think of the wrists though.
Yeah,
Just
he must have had fucking iron wrist. Like everyone in the HLC is always memeing like, oh
crippled.
yeah, it's Reddit meme that their wrist hurts after dropping fish at barb. Like sure, I agree with that. If you just drop fish at barb, your wrist is not gonna hurt. Fuck me, dude. When I do my 3D granite mining, 99 mining, it did like impact my wrist. And I had to take one day off during the grind where I didn't do it because I don't know, maybe I just have a shitty wrist, but
Yeah, no, a lot. because I agree. Like, I don't think my wrist ever hurts, but it gets pretty uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah,
even just one tick
uncomfortable.
flicking nightmare. I just need to stop because it's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I can't even imagine going so ham, 16 hours a day, just being as efficient as possible. Like, that has got to take such a toll on your body. Yeah. Somebody, let's see. Oreo wants to, he asks, thoughts on power creep, cut paste content from RS3. I'm assuming like Soul Wars. To be honest, I never played RS3, so I can't really answer that. I don't know if you played it a lot. Archaea Spell Blog, Combat Achievements, thoughts on DMC on Twitch. So we'll talk about the first two, I guess. Thoughts on power creep and cutting and pasting stuff from RS3 and putting it on old school.
Yeah, we are at the point now with power creep where introducing any more powerful items is gonna fuck the balance of the game, I think. That's why I think that's the main reason we don't have Rage 3 yet, because Jagex genuinely does not know what to put there as rewards that would make it like a profitable activity to do.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if there's going to be Rage 3, then it should offer better items in whatever it offers than what you can get from Rage 1 and 2 in the same like area, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I actually think I remember talking about this with somebody, but do you remember that prayer judgment that failed the poll? Do you remember?
Judgment prayer.
It was
What
an
did it do?
85 level prayer, and it was like accuracy based. It was just like, I can't remember exactly how it was pulled, but I think bringing that idea to Raids 3 or some high level thing where it's like, okay, this prayer doesn't give any strength bonus. It can either be like an all style accuracy or just melee, but something where it's like 40% accuracy on this prayer. You're not gonna get any extra strength or defense, but it's like a prayer that you use. It's just to add to add like another mechanic to something where if you're Dragon Warhammer, you got to switch from piety and go to like your judgment prayer to like get more actually like something like that. It's like, I don't feel like that's power creep. I feel like that's something that's valuable though and could be offered at like a really good price for like Raids 3. Some like there are ways to go about non-power creep, but still offer very beneficial rewards. And I think like that judgment prayer that failed, and I can't remember for the life of me where that was coming from, but I thought that was a great idea that just failed for some reason.
Yeah, that's not a bad one, I guess. Going into the prayer book and introducing something that's not fucking broken is not a bad idea.
But there's definitely ways.
If I think about armor, for example, we have now Bandos, Armadillo, and Ancestral. And would you personally like to play a game where these three are not best in slot?
Yeah, but they can't be dead content. So Valor and I talked about it. I think they should either be sacrificed for a slight upgrade or their attachments to it. Something where it's like they have to be taken out of the game. So you can't just skip over that content.
Yeah.
That's my idea for it. And honestly, I think a great idea just for niche items. I know this isn't really the topic, but like they need to come out with some super mage tanky gear. Like, I don't like how Carol's is best in slot. Like, Carol's top is like still the best in slot. Like, if I guess Arma top is, or the Armadillo chestplate's technically best, but you can't wear it with melee.
PKers are gonna love that idea,
dude. I don't understand. I don't even want to get into it. I'm actually gonna like hurt myself like just talking about PKing. Like, just bothers me because whenever well, I'm not even gonna go into this. Is all I'll say about it. But they say fix PvP. What they really mean is put people in the wilderness no matter what the cost. Like, just put people in the wilderness for us to kill. Like, that's fix PvP. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's all I'll talk about PvP. I really don't want to get on that topic again. But eventually we'll have to talk or I'll have to talk about it with somebody. I'll get a PKer on here, and he'll actually like put me in my place and be like, "That's not what we mean." But until that day, I'm gonna keep talking to irons and PVMers, and we're just gonna circle jerk about PKers suck. But yeah, power creep I can see, but at the same time, we've already had power creep, and like the game's still fun. Like
for now, but now if you take it further, it will start getting into the point where like some of the old content is just gonna become almost one-shotable. Like look at Tebow's Ami, for example.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, no, you got a point. But
like if you push it a bit further, even like something like God Wars will become completely.
Yeah, no, that is a good point. And things become where Vatty and I were talking about it, how like the more DPS you can output, the less amount of work you really need to do. Like you end up just not even needing to flick because you just kill the bosses so quick.
Exactly. I was talking to my friend in university, my good friend. He plays RuneScape or played RuneScape 3, and he was telling me how when he goes to Sami, he just has this item that buries ashes or does something to ashes as they die, and he has some activity bar that does cast certain skills, and he's praying the life stealing thing and has armor, and he just goes to Sami and then he minimizes his client, and then he'll check 30 minutes later and he's killed a bunch of Sami.
Like, yeah,
like that game used to be this game.
Bad. That's so bad, dude. Yeah.
And then I was laughing even more when he was like, "Yeah, I'm pet hunting," and he said that
I'm pet hunting.
Yeah, in RS3 apparently. Like, let's say there's a pet that's 1 in 5k, right?
Yeah.
When you go on the drop rate of the pet, so when you kill 5,000, it halves the drop rate of the pet. So now the pet drop rate is 1 in 2.5k. And then if you kill 2.5k and you still don't get it, it gets halved again.
Jesus. So nobody ever really goes twice the rate ever then, right? Because wouldn't twice the rate eventually just be a guaranteed? If you keep having
pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Damn, but like, that's disgusting.
He told me that. I don't know if he was capping me, but it felt like he was being serious.
So
the pet drop rate does scale there?
Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. I like obviously it's RS3, so we're instantly just gonna dance game it. Like that's horrible. But
how do you feel about Inquisitor Mace?
Yeah, that's exactly the point I was gonna get to. Just give me a higher chance, bitch. No, but no, obviously I like memes aside, I think that is dumb. I like the true RNG aspect of the game where every single kill is the same.
Since it's like that, it should always be solid grade.
Except for 200 mils. They honestly, they should have changed 200 mils to when you get 200 mil in a skill to get the skilling pet, it actually increases by 15 times instead of decrease or sorry, not increases. It decreases by, what am I trying to say? You understand what I'm trying to say. It gets 15 times rarer. I would love that. If you don't get it by 200 mil, you're just fucked.
That's fucked up.
I know. But, like, I don't know. I feel like it shouldn't have ever changed in the first place.
Imagine the pain. You just delete your account if you get 200 mil fire making at Winterthod and you don't have Phoenix, and you're like, yep, fucking 15
I don't think
times
Phoenix actually is affected.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, you're right. It does not scale. Yep, you are right.
No, but I don't think. I mean, it's fine that it's in the game because that's not really a thing. Normal people will have a pet by 200 mil, and then the people that don't, it's like I don't care, you know. So that's fine. But yeah, the other thing where it's like increased drop rates, that's kind of dumb. Yeah. What do you think of Soul Wars? So I don't know what the hell Soul Wars is. All I know is it's like somebody told me, like I asked about it in my stream and they were like, it's like some mini game where you get combat XP or something.
I can briefly explain. It's like a combination of PvP and PvM, where both teams have their own base, and a bit deep into their base, they have this avatar, which is like a PvM boss. And then between that area, you just fight other players, and your goal is to kill the avatar of the other team. I'm sure there's some mechanics in between this, but this is just an oversimplified version. Back in the day when I used to play RuneScape and Soul Wars was a thing, I was a huge pleb still, and I didn't really understand much about anything. But for example, Soul Wars back then had a reward of Slayer XP, which made a level 399 Slayer Caper a thing.
Interesting. So you can get Slayer XP there?
Yeah, I don't know if in the old school version they will put Slayer XP in the reward shop, or if it's just going to be like pest control.
So
but,
is it mainly just combat XP and Slayer XP, maybe not like any other actual like GP rewards?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think so. But it was eventually just reduced into a bot farm. It was efficient to train stats there compared to actual leveling.
So it's going to be pretty much dead content, do you think, on release? I heard Zulu on Twitter.
Adding these old mini games is people's nostalgia is talking, right? Which means that it's going to be fun for a week, but after that, people have relived their nostalgia, and it's over.
Okay.
That's why nobody plays Castle Wars. Castle Wars used to be the shit back in the day, right?
Oh yeah.
But who plays Castle Wars now?
Dude, I remember 2005 era. You would just sit in the Castle Wars lobby as a noob, and you would see these level 100 plus accounts. They're all red color, and you're like, holy fuck! Like, it was incredible.
I remember trying to find someone in my team who was King, and then just following him around. And every time he hit like a 70 or something, I creamed my pants a bit.
Dude, I remember the first time I saw a 126 account ever. It was like in 2004. And I was like, holy fuck. Like, dude, you know what's so sad is, so I didn't play for 8 years between 2007 and 2015. But I remember coming back to old school in 2015 and being so sad that being like level 100 plus wasn't rare anymore. And it's because, and I realized later that it was because of Nightmare Zone. There was like 6-hour Guthans at the time, and just everyone was doing that. And I would look up accounts that were like level 120. I'm like, holy shit, like you're a god. And then I look up their accounts and they have like total level 1300, Slayer 30.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, they fucking ruined this game. I was so sad.
Yeah.
Like, that was. Or I know you're a Nightmare Zone Andy, but like, god damn it, dude. Fuck.
I just do it when I otherwise would be logged off.
And that's the thing, like, it's not just Nightmare Zone. Like, there's always been things to AFK stuff. Like, wasn't it before Nightmare Zone just bandits? You could just like Guthans them,
but
basically.
there is nothing you can push to the level of Nightmare Zone where I can literally go out for a walk or go do IRL business, and I can every 20 minutes just connect to my computer with my phone, report, and that's it. I'm getting like 90k attack XP per hour.
That's crazy.
30k hit points, 3k prayer, just by doing that.
That's true. That's crazy. 20 minutes. God damn it, dude.
After, like, my account would stand there longer than 20 minutes, but after 20 minutes, it stops auto-retaliating. So I have to give the client some input. Otherwise, we'll just stand there tanking the mobs until the absorbs run out, and then as soon as I die and get kicked out of Nightmare Zone, the client logs off.
Interesting.
So in reality, I have like an hour, 50 minutes to an hour, depending on luck. But after 20 minutes, I stop hitting back. So I don't gain any XP anymore.
So I know you take advantage of Nightmare Zone, which that's just like what any good player would do, would just take advantage of the shit that's in the game that's there available. But do you think, would you want Nightmare Zone to have never been a thing where you can literally just AFK for 20 minutes and it used to be 6 hours? Just like, do you think that's a good game thing? Do you think more things should be like that? Or do you think what we have is fine? Or do you think Nightmare Zone should have never been a thing?
Honestly, it probably shouldn't have been a thing, no. But like a lot of people, the way they only play the game, like they don't want to play the whole game, right? They only like some aspect of the game. And to do that some aspect, you need to have a certain level account. So it's beneficial to Jagex to have some mechanic like this in place where casual players can like pay for member and do this cheesy combat leveling method and get those combat stats so they can do what they want. without having to like train combat through Slayer while doing other things and actually playing the game, right?
Yeah. No, I agree that it's a good thing for money wise for Jagex, but at the same time, me and you both agree like it's RuneScape at the end of the day. We're not trying not to cater toward casuals, and like the fact that because that was always the argument initially back in like 2015 even. It was just like, oh, Nightmare Zone's good because it keeps people that like are busy IRL, they can like progress their accounts and then have fun when they actually play it. It's like that's not fucking RuneScape though. That's just like any other game. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been a horror. Like I just hate Nightmare Zone. I hate anything. I hate splashing. I was so disgusted when they were trying to make what was that skill called? Warding. They wanted warding to pass,
yeah.
and they wanted like literally they were emphasizing this cool thing for warding where you can splash in style, basically. Like, why the fuck are you encouraging botting? Like, that's literally just botting. It's like when you're not playing your game, when you're literally leave your computer for 20 minutes, like, why are you encouraging that? And then why do you take such a big, like, why are people punished for other forms? Like, why it's such a like, I don't know, like it's hypocritical where like
It is, yeah.
like auto clicking or something. I'm not trying to go to
They're
my
just
own story.
appealing to
Like,
the mainstream audience, who are the ones who basically decide the poll result.
yep.
It's just a marketing trick, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. It's the same thing with like infernal capes being banned. Like oh, we just banned 300 accounts for infernal capes. Like, what about all the people that are account sharing infernal cape accounts? Like, what is the difference? And you guys don't care about that. Like, it's
There's just
so
nothing they can do about that, I guess.
there is something like they could literally just legalize everything, like make infernal cape buying legal. Just the same thing with fire capes. How I've always been. You can always have bought a fire cape. Same thing with them.
Actually, you couldn't have. They just don't care.
Yeah, well, I guess the same thing. It's like, I mean, it's the same thing with account sharing. It's technically a kind of against the rules and their thing. Like, you should not account share. That's like literally the rule. Like, don't account share, basically. But we're not gonna fucking do anything about it.
I think there also the rule is you're not allowed to do it for rank or like
Yeah, but where do
competing.
you cross that line?
Yeah, that's true. Like, how
Because
do you
you can
define that line?
like you can skill for people for maxing, and obviously that's not considered for ranks anymore because
No.
we've hit 200 mil in every single page. Like
Yeah.
every page is filled with 200 mils, but like really, I mean, you could literally get an account maxed, and that's not considered going for
Well, I
ranks.
guess it would be more of a thing for like maybe events or.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of it. I feel like it's the same. I don't know. I'm not a fan of account sharing, but at the same time, I would be fine if if that's going to be legal, make Infernal Cape, make just buying and selling Infernal Capes legal, because there's literally no difference. There's actually content creators that play every single day on an account with an Infernal Cape and they've never completed the Inferno, but because it's somebody else's account, they can do it. It's like, what the fuck is the difference?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess.
That's my opinion, but I don't know.
But even Infernal Game at the end of the day, it's like, I think it's like one of those milestones where you're like, for those people who actually play the game and they want to like get better at the game. Inferno is a huge milestone in that playstyle. If you get far enough in the game to actually be able to complete the Inferno and have the cape for yourself, you're much better than the average player.
Oh,
But
I
the
agree.
one guy who just wants to get the Infernal cape for the sake of having it, he just completely cheesed it and like.
Yeah,
There's
but
no.
Here's where it's gonna get tricky. Is like they're coming out with combat achievements. What are they gonna say? Are they gonna say every single thing on here is illegal to pay for? Or
Yeah, I was also saying this when they were like, yeah, kill bandos without taking damage from minions. I'm like, oh, Petro about
services?
to make bank.
Yeah, fucking service Andes.
Buying a new computer.
No, but like I just think of like everything that's coming out. 6Jads. Like there's gonna be so much content. It's not just the Inferno. It's not like Inferno is the hard part anymore. It's like, okay, now versus combat achievements. Where are you gonna draw the line? Because you are perfectly fine with services and account sharing. Jagex, like, are you gonna make 6 Jads bannable if somebody does it? Are you gonna make anything on the comment? It's like, dude, you got to draw the line somewhere. It's like either make it all legal or make it all bannable, because account sharing is just it's so arbitrary what you consider going for ranks or what you consider like having an infernal cape. I don't know. I think it's I don't really have to deal with it, but I still value the game enough. I'm still like, I want the game to go in a healthy direction. And I know it's not up to one player, but like at least I can voice my opinion and just try to fucking what I don't know, what's healthy in my mind for the game. I would like to obviously have happen, but it's not up to me. So luckily I'm an Iron Man and it doesn't really affect me at the end of the day.
I was gonna say, like, as an Iron Man, at the end of the day, you can afford to just not care. Whatever comes to the game comes to the game. At the end of the day, it's a single player game for you. So if you don't want to do something, you don't have to.
Yeah. So to add on to that, what do you think about alting and how it's like completely changed Iron Man, and like how when Iron Man first came out, people were banned for, or people were de-ironed for ever doing anything? Like, what's the shift about it? And then do you think alting's good? And what are your thoughts on it?
So before I say anything, I should say that I alt Slayer. I use a Slayer alt when I do Slayer on my hardcore. And I do it because I compete for ranks, and I have to do it, basically. Well, I can not do it, but basically, since you can do it, and it like almost, you could argue it doubles your rate. If you want to compete, you have to do it. That being said, I don't think Iron should be able to use alts for anything, because it's fundamentally against the game mode. And one of the big reasons why Iron Man became popular in the beginning was that mains who didn't want to play Altscape, where the efficient meta is playing alt, wanted to play a mode where there is no alt. Everything is like self-sustained. And yeah, in the beginning when the game mode had hype around it and shit, they enforced the rule a bit. But now as time has passed and Jagex has also changed during time as a company, they make way more decisions now, more based on not what's good for the game, but what's good for the revenue. So if every player, well, not every player has an alt, but if every player pays for membership on 2 accounts instead of 1, it's a substantial increase in their income, which I think is the sole reason why alting is still on Iron Man a thing in such a like big manner, if that makes sense.
Here's the other thing that people talk about. So Jukebox Romeo really likes playing with alts. And he's just like, yeah, I know it's like immoral and stuff, but he's actually found more fun in the game. So my whole thing is like, well, if you enjoy alts, like that was kind of like how the main mode is supposed to be played. You know, you have alts and you have other things, but it's like, I don't know, like I
would say, yeah, that when it comes to Slayer, especially, alts contribute to Slayer as a enjoyable skill a lot. I enjoy using an alt for Slayer. I have way more fun than I do if I have to self-lure Necks or Smokes or Dust Devils, for example, or Abyssal Demons. It's way more fun for me. I'm having way more fun playing the game using an alt doing that.
So
definitely, yeah.
I know that Jagex will probably never go back now on alts just because of probably the revenue and stuff. But at the same time, like, do you think if they did ban all alts, and I already know you want the game to kind of be like how it's supposed to, like it's intended to be played, where it's a single player mode. Do you think that the argument then, like when you have to self-lure, is just we chose to limit ourselves? Obviously, this is hypothetical because it's not going to happen. But like, do you think at that point you just have to admit, like, okay, like we're an Iron, like we chose to limit ourselves, so now I have to suffer and fucking self-lure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But since alting is a thing, then you can do it. Because there are people who don't do it, and they say, "Well, I chose to limit myself, so why would I use an alt now?" It's fine, but I don't think they have the right to expect anyone else to do that as long as alting is a thing.
Yeah.
Because even if you make one person stop doing it, others are gonna keep doing it, and if you play to compete in XP, well, you're just like handicapping yourself.
Yeah. I am against alting for irons, and it's obviously a lot easier for me because I've like centered my account around not having to alt basically. But like I think of Corp. It is so sad to me that if I ever want to do Corp, I can't just go do Corp. I understand the value of time, and saving 2/3 of the time it would take to get an Ellie just to use 2 alts. Like just by using 2 alts, I save, like I think an Ellie is what? Like normally a 900-hour grind, 800, 900-hour if you're doing 5 kills a trip or 5 kills an hour. You can literally up that to 13 kills an hour if you have 2 alts. It's like, dude, you're saving so much time. Like that goes down to like a 300-hour grind. And it's like, it's sad in a way because if you want to be moral, because people will always bring up that argument. It's the same thing with you. It's like, oh, you don't have to all if you want to be moral. It's like, but you have to. Like, you're stupid if you don't, because it is legal. It's like, because they don't make anything about it. So that's like big reason why I don't do Corp. It's like I would actually probably be doing Corp if everyone is on a level playing field where it's like, hey, if you're an Iron Man, you have to do this solo. But it's like, it's just really, yeah, like you can't just normally kill Corp. And it's the same thing like when people have asked you to do Corp, it's like you're obviously gonna alt it, like, and that's not even a moral stance. It's like just simply the time save you'll get if you ever did do Corp, you have to alt it, and then people are gonna be like, oh wow, you know, you're not doing it the dangerous route. It's like, why would you? Because it's illegal. You know, like
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I also think that using alts on hardcore and all the other game modes, Ultimate and Iron Man, is different. Because on hardcore, you're no longer just speeding up something, you're also eliminating some of the risk, or in some cases, all of the risk of the activity that you do using alt in an Iron Man game. And that's, I don't judge people who use them simply because if it's in the game and if Jagex doesn't punish you for doing it, why do you have to make up some rule that prevents you from doing it?
Yep. Dude, so many people alt something at least in their own little way. Like you could argue when I was doing like Dragon Imps, like collecting Dragon Imps a year and a half ago, like I was getting people to help and I was paying them through my alt account, you know? Like that's the same thing as alting basically. And so me judge, like I don't fucking judge. If it's in the game, it's like, sure, it's just, I mean, do I have my own beliefs? Like, yeah, but it's like, fuck, if it's legal, you got to take advantage of it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, there's people that have like, there's people like that don't like Lowlander because he tanked God War's dungeon 5 years ago, like 4 years ago or whatever. But it's like, dude, you're all alting Slayer. Like, what the fuck is the difference? Like,
no, people do way worse shit now than alts than what Lowlander did back then.
Yeah.
And yeah, I personally don't. I chose not to do Corp, not because I don't want to be immoral, but because I stream. And when I stream a hardcore, I'm expected to always stream all the dangerous shit I do. And if it was up to me, and if I wanted to do Corp, I would 100% do it with an alt, where I spec down Corp and then I just go kill the chicken on my hardcore. But honestly, when I thought about it more, the value of the shields, the hours it takes to get those shields, what use you actually get out of them compared to their alternatives, and the flame you would have to deal with streaming every day when you boosted Corp on a hardcore, especially when you have people like Bodhi, Sick Nerd, Mots,
That do it the
for who do
proper,
corp, and
quote
they like
unquote.
heavily judge people who
Yeah.
use alts on hardcore, and it just sets a mindset on Twitch where uh, because of that they expect all hardcores who stream at least to do that.
Yep.
And then if someone is not a streamer and they do it, like nobody gives a fuck
Yep.
because nobody knows them. They just see a hardcore win an Ellie and they're like, "Wow, dude, he's a beast." But I personally, if I see a hardcore with any sigil shield and he doesn't stream, I assume 100% they used alt.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying, dude. Hardcore Iron Man game mode is a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
No matter what you ever get, no matter whatever achievement you've ever gotten, it's just people will find some way to just diminish it just to nothing.
Yeah.
Like no matter what you ever do, like you could literally it's like, and that's the difference between Iron and hardcore Iron Man. It's like, look at Shadow Roka. The man was just so apparent. Like, I am alting this with 2 alts. I'm alting Corp. Spoons all the sigils. Now, like, the only thing ever said is like, damn, you're a fucking grinder. You're a beast. You know, you got all the fucking sigils. Where it's like, if it was a hardcore doing that, like, over 50% of the people would just be like, you piece of shit. You alted it. You took out all the danger and stuff. It's like, dude, anytime anybody, it's like, oh, hardcore is just so depressing in that way where it's like no matter what you do you're gonna get criticized for it. Like,
but honestly, I want to go a bit further and also blame the people who say that, because those people they're just fucking dumb, dude. Like they probably have some fucking dog shit account in the game themselves, rocking some RD2K as their best in slot, killing fucking rock slugs after their day at school, and then they go on Twitch and shit talk some guy because, well, he's either alting corp or they say that he's a hardcore and he's not risking his account. And like, there's just so many fucking dumb people in the scene, dude. You just have to like learn to like also not care about what these people think. You just have to do whatever makes you happy, because at the end of the day, fucking game, dude. Games are supposed to be something you do in your pastime to like feel good, have fun, and you don't have to meet anyone else's expectation of you in a fucking video game, dude. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And if you break the rules, well, then you get punished for it. But like, that's it, dude. I don't think it's deeper than that. And a lot of people like think that if you play hardcore, you're expected to actively try to die, or you're playing wrong.
Yep. The hardcore death tweets is like, if you don't have enough God Wars dungeon kills, or if you don't have enough Theater of Blood, you're just like, wow. Like everyone just
Even there, the people always flaming in the comments. Like I can guarantee you, they all have dogshit RS accounts themselves.
Yep. Something that pop-up ad put as a topic was he asks, are there any updates that if introduced would make you reconsider your long-term goals or quit? So I'll kind of start. Something that would absolutely just destroy all of my long-term goals is if they came out with some crazy busted way to get clues. So I can't remember exactly, but I know obviously mains have imps that they can just buy off of GE, get clues.
Yeah.
And I remember a time where imps didn't drop clues, and like the clue, I don't even remember looking at high scores back then, because I think there was clue high scores back then, but like I didn't care enough at the time. I was just playing a main account when it first happened. But like just seeing people with 80,000 fucking mediums done as a main, like there's just people with tens and tens of thousands of clues done because you just get them 0 time. You don't have to do what, like, at least what I did in 2015. I would just go to Llador, kill knights, or kill the guards. I mean, kill like 100 of them, get a clue, go do it. Like, it was just very tedious. It was like, you know, and now it's just, you can do whatever you want. If something came out like that in Iron mode where clues are now just basically 0 timed, or something happened that just drastically ruins clues, I would definitely rethink my goals. And like, yeah, that would, I don't know what I would do at that point, especially if they like I'm not saying change the meta. Like, they could change metas to get certain things. I'm happy with that, but don't make anything too drastic where it's just breaks clues for irons. And would I quit though? No. I mean, I'm addicted. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah.
What would have to come out for you to reconsider? And what are your long-term goals anyway on this game? Because I know you have like more of a busy life now.
The long-term goals I have left now, since I completed all the items I wanted, is top 5 rank, which I will get within 2 weeks, 10 days probably, and then 20 mil base. But that's it. Those are the longest-term goals I ever set for myself since the start, and I'm pretty close to finishing both of them. I'm missing 4 skills, I think, from 20 mil, and then everything is 20 mil base. And I don't know, dude. Long time ago, I already accepted the fact that RuneScape is not going to stay as the game as I would like it to stay. And I'm in the minority that will not be able to choose the updates that are applied to the game. And I just kind of stopped caring unless something super drastic happens that changes the whole game, like evolution of combat. I don't think there is an update that would make me be like, that's it, I'm not logging in again. It would honestly have to be something of that scale. Otherwise, I think I'm fully capable of, even if with the worst update, of logging in, doing some of this, doing some of that, having some fun, and then logging off. Like, it would really have to be on the level of evolution of combat where it becomes a different game for me to dislike it so much that I stop playing.
Yeah, I think the only thing that would actually make me quit is if they introduced microtransactions. Like, we already have
That's
microtransactions
also...
with bonds, but like, because I'm an Iron Man, that doesn't affect me in any way. And like, to be honest, like, gold has never really affected. I mean, you look at the main game mode. Somebody that's super rich IRL is not going for 200 mil. They're not going to get 200 mil all quicker than like the next guy. But like, nobody's. I don't know.
If you want to get 200 mil all in a game where you can buy XP in the first place, that's your own fault.
Yeah, I don't know. And so, like, I know technically this game, if you play the main game for old school, like, you can technically buy XP in a way where you could buy gold and then buy like the best supplies to train a skill, like a viable skill. But like, at the same time, it's like, that's so like
not very sustainable.
And the microtransaction we have is like probably the best form you could ever ask for if you had to have one. So, but I'm really glad the Iron Man mode is not affected by that, and that would be the only thing that would actually make me quit, is where you could actually just buy achievements.
Yeah.
Interesting. Somebody asks, or Dog Please asks, buff Elder Maul. He doesn't even ask. He just says buff Elder Maul. What do you think? You have how many of those?
7.
Jesus Christ, dude. Why?
Okay. I ordered yesterday an ornate maul handle from LMS.
You have to melt 6 Elder Mauls to get the handle, and then you attach it.
Sure.
Shit. And ornate, so what, that is just cosmetic?
No.
Or was it?
Wait. I think it would have added some bonuses to it too.
Oh, okay, now I'm remembering. What was that again? Because I remember that was pulled a while ago.
Handle from LMS.
What was it gonna do?
It was gonna buff the stats of the Elder Maul. I don't remember if it gave it some strength bonus even, but it definitely had some accuracy bonuses at least.
I do remember that. I just couldn't remember what it actually was gonna do to it.
Wait, is it here? Oh. No. Because I have the poll page open. I checked if it was here, but not.
I think.
Oh well.
I think. Like, I don't know. There's been a lot of suggestions on Reddit of them making Elder Maul good against specialized, make it specialized against like certain creatures like bugs and spiders.
I mean, people just have a problem with it not being so useful in more places,
In
but it's
PVM.
pretty fucking good at the one place where it is useful, which is Tecton.
Yeah. No, it's
fucking great for Tecton.
It definitely has its use. And Mod Husky brought up something, and Mod Ash actually brought up something in the Q&A where like they could add a mechanic to future bosses where it's like, for example, Callisto has a current mechanic which doesn't fucking do shit because it's not significant enough to really make a difference. But every time you hit Callisto with any attack speed or style or anything, it has a chance of healing itself. But it's so insignificant that it doesn't matter. You could attack it with anything. But there could be mechanics later that come out with like Raids 3 or something where it's like you want as little hits as possible on something because it has a chance to proc some dangerous thing or something if you hit it too much. And there's definitely ways to like make the Elder Maul kind of good in situations. It already has its use. Wasn't its initial use just to be like a PvP weapon? I'm pretty sure that's what it was kind of pulled
in the
as.
beginning, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and it does fine as that. People are like trying to get it to squish bugs and spiders better, which, I mean, that would directly just absolutely benefit me. But honestly, I think if they did come out with an Elder Maul buff, I am completely neutral to it. I don't care if they do or don't because I'm already planning on going for a mace. But I think it would be really cool if Elder Maul had a niche where it guaranteed a 5 hit. Like it had a minimum damage hit. I think that would be really cool as like just
Didn't
something.
people change the canon meta for the core at Corp to Elder Mauling the core?
Yeah, I think that is a meta for irons.
I think I only see people do that now, provided if they have a Maul.
Yeah, because it's the highest strength weapon.
Yeah.
I used to just use a BGS. But yeah, I think
that works too.
Yeah. But yeah, like Elder Maul, it's like it has its place. It's a really strong last hit weapon. You know what would actually be amazing? This. Okay, listen. So you know how halberds are the only weapon that attack 2 tiles away?
Yeah.
What if an Elder Maul could attack two tiles away? Holy fuck. See, that would be so niche, but that would actually make it absolutely best in slot at Sarachnis for doing last hits because I use a Sea Halley right now to get like these extra hits where it webs and it's just barely out of your range. And if they made it so an Elder Maul could do that, fuck. That'd be amazing. If you could Elder Maul it. That would.
If you did team Tecton, your team could AFK with Mauls 2 tiles away, and then one guy just walks Tecton and keeps it there.
Dude, that would be so niche. Come on, that would be a great idea. It would have the animation would look kind of strange because.
But we would also fuck many things up, like how in Solar Raids, if you do Tecton, now when you click Tecton, you're not gonna walk in front of it anymore. You're just gonna stay one away, and it'll walk away.
That's true. Maybe they could add a long range attack on it, so you could actually switch.
I see. Yeah,
that would be fucking dope. Would that not be dope? I think that would be cool. I'm
just thinking about your RuneScape character, like reaching over one tile with the ball to hit the one, like one further away.
I just decided that's what I want it to do. Like fuck the minimum or the 5 minimum damage. I just want it to have double range.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. What adaptations to skilling methods are you, AriSlash, planning to make to cater for long-term GP issues on Hardcore Iron Man? Are there GP issues on Hardcore Iron? Obviously, compared to Iron, there are, but
200 mil, you do have problems.
What about Sepulcher? Did that I feel like that's a
Yeah, for
pretty
example,
huge.
Sepulcher, no one's done the calcs because we don't have enough sweaty hardcores who do the calcs like you have the sweaty Ironmen who do all the calcs. Nobody cares about the hardcore calcs
We're
unless someone is
blessed.
a hardcore themselves, right?
Yeah.
I think if One False Step or Nex never died, they might have done the calcs. Anyway, for example, Iron Man Sepulcher, it's efficient to only loot the second last chest and the Grand Coffin because they changed the second last chest to like roll twice.
Wait, it's not efficient to loot the one like just above that staircase before you go down?
No, only the one where you build the bridge right before the
Interesting.
ending
Okay, but
because they added double roll to that.
why? Was
I
there a
don't know.
reason?
They just did that, and then in Olympus they did the calcs, and for Iron Man it's efficient to loot that and the Grand Chest, and that's it.
Okay, interesting.
But for hardcore, I would argue that it's probably worth it to loot the whole fifth floor.
Okay, and
Because
that's
you
just
do
that
get
extra crossbow area, right? That's the only other one.
and the magic area right as you go down after the sword. You can
Oh, I've never looted that. Okay.
yeah, you can conjure the portal there and go through it.
And those all have the same loot, but for some reason, the second to last obstacle, or the one right before the grand
No,
chest, has
they
two
added it
rolls.
deliberately. They made it so that the last side chest before the grand chest, the one that you build the bridge to
Yeah, yeah,
get
yeah.
to, it rolls twice on the table.
And the other ones have the same drop table, but they only roll once.
The roll ones,
Okay.
yes.
Interesting. Okay.
So
So,
that's one thing, for example. Another thing is what you do during Slayer. That's a big one because the what we do during Slayer to what normal irons that go for 200 mil do during Slayer is different. They have Warcath and we don't. So what I do is you kill all dragons and you loot all the hides. If you want to risk it and you have a twisted bow, you could kill brutal black dragons for some extra money. I tried that out and it just felt so like vastly more unsafe
it is.
than the second unsafest thing that I
You can easily
like.
just be in melee distance and then
Yeah,
AFK.
like
Yeah.
every time you go out to loot, you're basically chancing a disconnection because if you disconnect during that time, you will die. There is no way you ring of life when those things
Well,
hit
only if you're
so
in
fucking
melee
hard.
range, but it is a high chance you're in melee range.
Yeah. And it's annoying also because of how people alt that place and you just don't get
Oh,
kills
it's
sometimes.
so annoying. Yeah, no, it's not even fun going there because there's always
Yeah.
one guy
So
that's accidentally hits one and you don't get the loot. Like,
mm,
fuck you.
what I just do is that I have the default length of black dragons, which is like 20 max, I think. And I just kill black dragons under myth guild, not the baby ones, like straight up black
Yeah, no.
dragons.
I,
They drop black D hides and dragon bones, and it's still a pretty fast task.
yeah, I actually like that area. When I get assigned the Konar task for that, I'll do it gladly.
Yeah, and also another thing during Slayer, what I do is when I do Daganauts, I do the dag working bulwark method because this way I don't have to invest any money into this task with runes. I can do it for free basically
And they're
with
buffing
bulwark.
it very slightly with the new Arceus spell, correct?
Oh yeah, that's gonna change things up a bit. You can do like 3 specs maybe per trip. And what else? Well, I personally I don't pick up rune full helms at smoke devils. Terrifying to me.
Just having a helmet switch in your inventory.
I also don't pick up any shield drops during dragon tasks. Like I leave a rune kite shield on the ground at wyverns.
And you don't kill marble gargs. I can actually understand the marble gargoyles. At first I
The
thought it was just
marble
silly.
gargoyles, I used to kill them, but once I completed my superior log, I stopped. If I
Yeah.
get a marble gargoyle spawn during a gargoyle task, I just let it go.
It
They don't
just
attack.
sucks that you have to play where you have to think of every DC possibility. That is
But
just
that's why I'm rank 6, because I do that. Because
yep.
you don't have to do that,
Oh yeah,
right?
no. I just find that such a like that just sucks that you have to do that. If you want to get far,
Yeah,
you just have to. Like you have to be
you
safe
have
with
to do
every
that.
little thing.
Because that's how it is. That's how the game ends for all hardcores that
As
get
soon as
far. You
you
just
just
DC.
yep, as soon as you just They're stretching
So
the
therefore,
rules.
if you base your whole playstyle around the fact that DC is the end, and you just avoid chancing a DC, that's how you get far. It's
So
such a fucked up term as well, chancing a DC, but that's what it is technically.
so
And then a big one, I still want to say one more
yeah,
thing
you're good.
for GP that normal irons don't do is blast mine. And you have to collect the daily dynamite for that if you don't do raids. If you do blast mine for mining, at least, well, like, let's say, well, I don't know any numbers, but like, if you did blast mine, you can get a lot of high quality ore that you can make into alcohols and fund a lot of other stuff. And about that as well, you should never make like automatically or rune bars into rune darts. You should only make enough to like be good on them basically. And then usually by the time you run out of rune darts, you have enough rune to make more. Like don't automatically make all rune bars into rune darts because the alcohols are very valuable and they add up to be a lot of money. And also mithril is an option. At least I have a shit ton of that thing from raids. And doing myth gold at blast furnace is a good way to get the bars and then maybe make them into blade bodies and alch them.
And Demonic Ash is coming out where it's actually
Oh
going to be
yeah,
incentivized to melee necks, which give a lot of GP.
that's true. Plus, you don't use the money to barrage that task.
Use no runes. What else is? I mean, I know Serbs getting changed to Abyssal Sire, but hardcores don't do that. What else drops Demonic Ash that has changed? Like, can you remember the creatures? I won't think of as necks and Abyssal Demons. I guess Abyssal Demons isn't money though, really. Melee necks in the tower actually give a lot of money.
Yeah, they do, and
you can
also
literally
they let you do
two-shot them.
less contracts probably.
Yeah.
With the herb XP from there.
I can't remember what the other monsters were, but yeah, it's just basically like meleeing necks will become a really good task. Like I've always loved, I don't know why, like I know people just despise meleeing tasks now. Like as soon as people get into like the alting meta of Slayer, they end up hating it. And to be honest, I've never participated really in alting Slayer, so I still like my melee tasks, and I really find melee necks really fun, and people just fucking hate it, and I don't understand because
I do feel like with streaming, it's more stream content to also play the alt and do a Overwatch task.
Anything that's more engaging.
Melee, you know.
That's true.
And also with streaming, you can let the viewers take part by coming to like dance and stack the monsters for you.
Any dances?
Yeah, any dancers?
Yeah.
But like, I don't mind Melee Slayer. The only reason why I sometimes dislike it is that it just sets the pace of the stream very slow. If I just get melee task after melee task after melee task,
and XP in general, just total XP is a lot slower.
Yeah, it's just very reclined and kind of slow.
That's true. But definitely melee next is going to be a really good task. You know what's really sad?
Definitely, yeah.
Is like they made a poll, the Eorworth dungeon, the Prifnifs dungeon that can give crystal shards for killing bosses or monsters under there. They polled to make one of the Necreal rooms in there the normal Necreals, because right now there's just a bunch of greater Necreals, the ones that you just don't fucking melee because they're tanky as hell and they're just beefy. Like you actually have to pray melee against them. Like they actually polled to add a room where there's normal Necreals in there, and it fucking failed because nobody understands. Like hardly anybody's ever been to that dungeon. I was so pissed off when that failed because like
there 3 times because of a corner point task, I think.
Yeah, like you'll get the Konar task for it, and it is the most AIDS task you can actually get. Like Necreals in the Eorworth dungeon is so bad because it's not multi. So it's just so bad. Like I brought a cannon there. I was like, oh, I'll just cannon it. No, it's fucking singles.
Yeah.
God, that's
I haven't had to do next there. I think I've done 3 Bloodwell tasks there and Dark Beast task.
Yeah, I do my Dark Beast there, just for the crystal shards because I'm always going to be struggling for crystal shards. I'm really excited though for the Arceus thieving spell.
Oh, the one that's like a dodgy necklace stack.
Yeah, it does a 15. I think it's 15%. So it stacks. What, at least according to the blog, I think they might have miswrote that, but like misinformed us with what it actually does. But if they say what it does, if what they said is right, then it becomes a 40% chance to dodge if you have a dodgy necklace on as well. Or like if the dodgy necklace, or how does it work again? How do dodgy necklaces work? Is it 1 in 4?
Dodgy necklace like has charges
It's
and it
25%
skips the
chance.
stun, right? And
Yeah.
and the one in with the spell also works that way. If you hit the roll, it does skip the stun. It doesn't interrupt you. You don't take damage.
Wait. The spell you said acts as a dodgy necklace, where it
You avoid both the interruption and the damage.
Oh, really? So you actually just get the pickpocket?
Yeah, you don't get interrupted.
Okay.
You might lose that one pickpocket where you don't get an XP drop, but you won't be interrupted afterwards. You can continue.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'm really curious with how that's going to work because I literally have to get like 50,000 crystal shards eventually because I want to complete the Dragonstone armor, and I'm going to have so many crystal keys from Sarachnis. Like, I'm going to have over like 3,500, I think, with all the grubby chests as well.
That's sick.
Yeah, and it's gonna be.
I wish they added the Wretchin hunting in Priv. I wish it had a chance to give shards.
Dude, I know. Like, and the fishing spots outside, like, there's literally fishing spots you can go out and like, but you don't get anything from. Like, you don't get any shards from that. Like, why doesn't the surrounding areas, like? The trees inside of Priv, they have this unique look where there's like crystals growing in them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing outside. Like, why can't I get crystal shards from these trees? They have the same look.
It would be nice if they balance the rate of the shards you get from one big chicken, which is like, let's say, 800 chins per hour, if you're pretty good at it, I guess. They could balance it around that rate and have it be something similar to the Tudic Teak rate. Because obviously, at the end of the day, the best way to get it is rogue outfit elves and get double crystal and then just sell it. But it would still be nice to get some doing hunter, because I personally like one dick chins. I think it's my favorite skilling method, probably.
Wow.
When it comes to tick manipulation.
That's crazy.
And it would be nice if you could get crystal shards doing it in Priv.
No, I completely agree. I also think you should get crystal shards from what was the other thing out there?
The fishing spot you mentioned?
Yeah, the fishing spots, and then there's like another spot even, but I can't think of what.
I'm going there.
Yeah, there's like other things you can do there.
There's 10 gold ore there.
Yeah, and the mine. Okay. I just have to go down this road again where, dude, they got to change how normal ores work. They have to get rid of that tick delay. And they have to make ores more successful to mine. Like, it is so sad that you can just go to Zolcano for like 2 minutes and bank like 800 noted gold ore. But you go down and manually mine it, you get like fucking 2 in the time you can complete it. Like,
yeah, I guess manually mining is more of a thing for those early levels.
It's never a thing.
Most of the ore is just dead. It's mostly the iron power mining is a thing for XP.
I think,
but like for the actual ore, I don't think it's ever worth it to actually go mine something unless you're free to play.
The only thing that's worth mining is runite ore, but that's only good if you have like no if you don't have any like other people hopping worlds and you go in the wilderness, because you can actually mine like 175 runite in 1 hour, which is like 2 mil like raw GP. But that's like perfect conditions, and that's you 1.5 ticking basically like the entire time.
I see.
But like typical ores, if they really changed how ores worked and got rid of the tick delay on most ores, because iron, granite, sandstone, those kind of ores don't have that tick delay, and that's why they're so much more fun to mine, because you don't have this weird stall. But all the other ores have this.
Start, right?
Sorry.
When you start the mining, it has that stall.
It's different with different ores. Like gem mining,
Yeah.
it's like really hard to explain, but gem mining has a little bit different than like other ores have it. But there still is that delay. But if they got rid of that and also made ores more successful to mine, that could actually renew those little mines and stuff where it's like, okay, you know, here's a 10 gold spot and there's a deposit cart close by. Like, what if this actually became a thing where you could, you know, 3-tick this little section, the gold ore spawns quick enough for you to do that, and you could actually just 3-tick gold ore, get really good mining XP, and bank gold ore for smithing. Like, why not? Like, why not fix that? Because right now, there is a lot of talk on them making like smithing easier, like making gold ore to get easier. Like, why not just fix the main source of it?
They should do something about that, yeah.
I think it would be cool if like that would actually become meta. Like literally, it would actually become meta if you could just mine, if you could 3-tick mine gold ore at certain spots. Like even the crafting guild, if you could just run around that area and then bank it, and you'd probably get like 100k mining XP an hour and bank gold ore. Boom. Like
there's no way you'd still be able to match the rate of gold ore per hour bank.
But it would be effective. Like it would be the effective rate where it's like you're getting 100k mining XP as well. Like. So, are you gonna do
If you got 100k mining XP, yeah.
Yeah, like are you gonna do 3-tick 4G and not get any resources, or are you gonna decrease your XP by a little bit but also bank a shit ton of gold? I don't know. I think the other thing I just want to talk about this is I had an idea and I mentioned it in your stream where there's a new lunar spell, Silver Melt. Like,
oh yeah,
you know how silver is like basically useless and people are kind of waiting for silversmith gauntlets.
Yeah.
Like, I'm waiting for silversmith gauntlets because
silver gives crafting XP, no?
Yep. Or yeah. I mean, when you smelt the ore, it's smithing XP. It's like 17 XP.
Are you sure?
Yeah. But then when you actually make the bar into something, you can make tiaras, and that's crafting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
So they, I think, either come out with silversmith gauntlets or make a lunar spell that costs a decent amount of runes to use, like some astrals and some fucking, I don't know, soul runes or something, and make it so your entire inventory of silver turns to bars and you get like half the smithing XP from it, but they all instantly turn into bars. And I also think they should add some additional silver stuff you can craft at higher levels, so it's not just base 50 XP per bar. I think I don't know. It's like little things. Like there's just things where it's like silver's never going to be used ever unless they fix it, and I feel like that'd be a cool little.
True.
Yeah. Do you have any topics you'd like to talk about? Did you have? I don't know if. Oh wait, you said that you tweeted just my tweet. Right.
Yeah, I just retweeted yours with a quote. I don't think anyone replied to my quote. Everyone went to your.
Somebody had mentioned, or it was Takar, he said, thoughts and potential fixes for Venezuelan gold farming situation and the impact it has had on the in-game economy.
Yeah, it's fucked up. They should just IP ban Venezuela.
I just feel like I don't know. I feel like a huge fix to all this that'll never happen, but it could fix it, is get rid of the duel arena. Because, like, I feel like most people okay, again, I don't actually know, but I feel like most people that buy gold, which is the reason there's bots in the game, is because there's supply. I mean, there's demand for all the gold. I feel like most.
I see your point.
I feel like most people that buy gold stake
fuel away from the fire, definitely.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it would stop the fire.
Yeah, no, it would definitely never happen because it makes Jagex so much money, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
And also, like, they would find other ways to gamble as well. I'm not. But I mean, I feel like that would be the biggest fix. Just decrease the demand for gold.
Yeah. I guess now Venezuelan are going to be way less of a problem for Ironman, at least with the Godwares instance for mains and irons
Oh
coming
yeah,
out.
it's gonna be so nice. I'm looking
And
forward to that.
yeah, high level mains don't really have a problem with the Venezuelan party crushing them because most likely some actual gamer is not going to lose kills to some fucking group of Venis. But like, I guess the mid-level players suffer from Venezuelans and also the Volcano. I only hear horror stories. I haven't actually done it because I feel it would be stupid to expose my hardcore to a DC risk for the sake of skilling supplies that I can obtain anywhere else, basically.
I feel like Volcano should have a 1 mil death fee. 1 mil. Just make it
Oh yeah,
outrageous.
yeah, that's true.
Because it's so easy not to die, but you see like 2 Venezuelans die every single round.
Yeah.
Get some, make it a G fee sync.
Mm.
I don't know. So, kind of curious. Do you ever like? I don't know. Do you wish you were just a normal Iron Man, or are you happy you are like one of the elite hardcores?
Yeah, I wish I died when I was like doing Dragon Slayer 1 or something. I don't want to die anymore, but I feel like if I died so early on, I would have been able to be like, oh well, I tried, and then keep going. And I don't think I would have had any regrets of like not remaking, since this is also my first Iron, this hardcore that I play. I think I could have just kept playing as a normal Iron, but as time went on and I somehow didn't die, and I have more hours, now it's gotten to the point where I feel like I have to not die. I feel like I can't die anymore. It's too late for that. I've gotten so far, so much further than most people that I have to stay alive. Dying is not an option anymore. And because I think like it's heavily restricted the activities that I can do in the game and how I do them in the game. Like you will not find me doing a dragon task without the fucking DFS ever. I'm not gonna do that. Like, and that's such a hardcore thing to do because nobody uses a an anti-dragon shield or a DFS against dragons. You just use a defender with the pot and pray mage,
Yep.
right? But not me. I'm not risking that.
So if you could have one update come into the game, like one thing that you could choose to have in the game, what would it be?
A daily workout revive, locked behind the elite, the highest tier combat diary.
I would
And I
actually
have
be. The thing
I
is,
can
the
explain this. Look,
yeah. Go ahead.
people hate on the Zulra diary, and I get that because you can achieve that protection completely risk free apart from that one Zulra kill. But if you want to complete the highest tier, I'm not talking about hard or elite tier, but I'm talking about the highest tier diary that there is going to be. Is it Grandmaster or whatever the fuck? That has like 50 or 200 base cases every boss, kill bandos without taking any damage from the minions, 65 60 inferno or stuff like this, you know. If you can do all that on a hardcore and not die, I think it would be justified to get a daily workout revive. And even for mains and irons who do it, it would still be a nice benefit to
Yeah.
be able to save that 100k per day at workout.
You know what's kind of funny is like, I kind of, I'd be actually okay personally with them just making it easy, just being like the elite Fremenic diary. You get one free revive a day. I honestly, the fact that Iron Men get Vorkath and they get the Chaos Altar is just like so fucking more busted than like, and like it's so OP compared to what any hardcore has. Like,
Yeah.
I would actually be like totally fine if it was just a very simple diary thing, but it's like, in order to get it though, maybe you have to kill, 100 Vorkath just to get it. So it still is risky just to get it in the first place or something. Like
definitely at least those 50 kills, maybe even 100, but definitely at least those 50 kills. You have to do without the diary.
Yeah, and I think that would be just totally fine. I know there's probably people that are like against it and stuff, but like seriously, just you already have Zulrah.
Is that I wouldn't even want that as something to, oh my god, I fucked up, I died. It's just there so I know I can kill this boss and not lose my fucking 3 past years of my life to a disconnection.
Yep.
You know?
Now, if there was one update, well, here, I'll answer as well for the update I'd want.
Yeah.
If I could have any update in the game.
Guaranteed maze rate from Nightmare.
Now,
you would get some, what would it be? There's a special name for the guaranteed items, right? What is it called from KQ, for example, when you get the guaranteed head?
Oh, I don't know. It's just guaranteed.
No, it had some. It's not just KQ head. There was some
it's
word
tattered
in front of
KQ head.
Oh yeah, you would get some tattered Inquisitor's mace. It's exactly the same in stats and everything.
I can only use it though. Like I can only use it at Sarachnis or some shit. It doesn't work anywhere else. It's fucking useless.
Yeah.
Now, I think honestly, if there could be any update in the game at this moment, it would be making clue scrolls from skilling competitive. Like, give them a competitive rate. Because I love to skill, but I'm so focused on clues that it's just like I just want to do clues, and the fastest way to do clues. And I'm not saying skilling has to become the fastest, but I want it to be competitive enough so like if I want to skill, I can either do a slower method or something that gives good clues per hour and stuff like that. Like I think that would be an amazing update, and I feel like it would be completely balanced. They could make rates, based on if there's an activity that gives slightly lower XP, that would give higher clue chance. And what they could also do is add it or make it so like you have to be wearing a certain item. Like, how the rabbit's foot gives, like rabbit foot necklace gives like very minimally.
Pickpocketing, right?
What?
No, I'm thinking about the gloves of silence.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about the rabbit foot necklace. You get like, it's so minuscule, but you get a little bit more nests per wood chop or something.
Oh, so that's what it does.
But it's so low that it's like fucking means nothing basically. And so I really wish there was little items like that. Like I would love like a lucky net or something. So when you go net fishing, you've completed something that unlocks this new net, so you can use it. And
maybe add it to the glue scroll tables even.
Yeah, they could. There's so many different options, and I feel like it's just not like nobody cares enough about it. Well, I mean, yeah, nobody cares enough about it, so I can't imagine it actually coming to the game. But I love what they've done to combat achievements, where they've added a 5% buff to clues from everything. That is like the coolest update I've heard of. I wish it was more significant with skilling, but like I'm really glad they've done something. But
I'm kind of disappointed with the combat diary because the rewards are not good enough for me to justify risking my hardcore to do them, because I don't play for the flex like a lot of hardcores do. They just want to do this and that so they can be like, oh, I have this on a hardcore. But like for someone who just wants to progress, basically risking all the progress I have for this particular diary is not worth, because of the rewards being so weak.
Wouldn't you be happy then? Like, because you don't need to do it because the rewards are so weak?
No, because it's just another thing I have to deal with, getting asked like, why haven't you done this? Why don't you do this? And I'm like, well, it's because the rewards are shit. Oh, you're just scared, you fucking pussy, dude. And they're bad.
Yeah.
But I really do wish the rewards were good enough for me to risk my account again, because I kind of low-key want to die and like not care anymore. I can't bring myself to do it deliberately, but if I could justify doing something like that for myself, for example, the combat diaries for the Vorkath revive, I would be happy to die on that crusade.
Yeah. No, I understand exactly your position that you just are in, just being a hardcore and being like rank 6, almost rank 5, and just can't lose it. But I seriously just feel so sad that you can't experience like the true beauty of Iron Man, where there's no anxiety of dying ever. It's just a truly progressive game where it's just you just progress, and you have everything unlocked. You can do whatever you want, and it's just like the whole game is revolved around progress instead of this
I'm
horrible
sure it's
death.
great because in Path of Exile, it's a similar kind of game. They have a trade economy game mode, and then there's also a solo self-found game mode, which is basically Iron Man. And recently, I made my first ever solo self-found character, and I deliberately did not make a hardcore. I just wanted to make a solo self-found where I can play and progress, and if I die, I just go again from the respawn point, and nothing happens. And I was having so much fun because it was like so chill. The sense of progress was there. There was goals, but there wasn't this stress of like losing everything I've obtained so far. And it was amazing. And I'm sure that's exactly how it is on RuneScape as well. And it just sounds great, not being blocked from content,
but I understand
it is
where
what
you
it
are.
is.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Okay, if you could have any update not in the game that currently is in the game, what would it be? Like I guess a content
Theater
update.
Of Blood.
You wish Theater of Blood wasn't in the game?
Yeah, just for selfish reasons, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't have to deal with the questions. But the real answer, fuck, dude, I don't know. What's something that pisses me off in the game? Fucking elves, dude. The fucking elves piss me off how they look nowadays. Oh my god, I hate them from the bottom of my heart.
Damn.
Fuck the new look on elves, dude. Revert.
If I could have
Triff is
anything,
great, but
it would.
fuck the elf makeover. Yeah.
If I could have anything taken out of the game, it would be the Chaos Altar, which is
Oh yeah.
crazy that I'd say that because it always used to be Zaya RC. But the Chaos Altar is just way on a different level OP, like way more OP than any Zaya runecrafting or Winter Todd. Winter Todd's like a close second, honestly, of just deleting. But it's the Chaos Altar, 100%. That needs to fucking go.
Wintertodt was after Iron Man, right?
Yeah, it was after Iron Man, but it was right before Hardcore. It was like a few months before Hardcore release.
Okay.
Because that's what every Hardcore was doing, just 10 HP unreleased, trying to get 99. Then that guy, who was that guy that fucking died to desert heat with his fire making cape? It was like day 4.
Oh my god.
He just hops off the carpet, insta dies.
I remember watching DVS's hardcore video, and when hardcore release was out, he was streaming it. I mean, he was it was in the video when he got 99, and he was like, "Yeah, because I'm a sweaty nerd, I'm gonna stay here a couple extra hours to get some more XP so I can hold rank 1 fire making." Because everyone else is just gonna get 99 and ditch, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I remember that.
DVS. Shout out DVS.
Shout out DVS.
Yeah, that man is just like I mean, shit, he's accomplished some things, and I think he's ranked 2 in leagues right now.
He went hard on previous leagues too.
Yeah, no, he goes hard on modes, but then he ends up just really fucking burning out. Like he always just has goals to max.
More burned the closer he is to max. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I guess that's how a lot of people play. Like a lot of people have that kind of mindset where it's like they just don't know what to do after they max. Like they get to some small point and then they just want to restart it all. Like they love early game. I don't understand it, but there's a lot of people that love early game.
A lot of people just don't like the long-term goals that you're left with after max.
Yeah, no, that's probably it.
When you're making a new account and all the way up to max, for the most part at least, you can accomplish some goals at first every day, then every week, then a bit more than a week. But after max, it becomes like
months of just
months or
Yeah.
years we're talking. My Kodai took me, after Bow, it took me exactly 1 year of raiding. Like, if
God.
you think of my whole raids grind, I spent 2 years in there to complete the whole thing. I'm
Yeah.
still missing the pet, actually.
Theater of Blood took me
Your Lowlander
exactly
was fucked
12
without the
months
weapon.
to see my first weapon.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
To be fair, you weren't like no-lifing it either,
That's
but
true.
that's so fucked up to go so dry on a weapon.
Yeah. But like Nightmare, the only thing I ever wanted was a mace, and so far it's been 4.5 months. And I've grinded that base. I think there's been about like probably 6 days or so that I just didn't do a single Nightmare kill, but most days I'll do at least a couple, and if not, like
I
20
don't
or
know how
so.
you do it. I just think of it in a way where, yeah, I could basically almost knock out a solo raid every time in the time it takes for him to gear, run to Nightmare, kill Nightmare.
Yep. It's awful.
And the whole process of doing a solo raid changed into that fucking one-tick flicking hell and changing the prayer. Oh my god, it looks so fucking shit.
Dude, the funny thing is like it actually is worse than it looks. That's like the worst part. Is like it actually is worse than it looks. Like I've gotten to the point where I'd actually just rather watch it than actually do it. It's like it's fucking bad, dude. The only thing that has some redeeming quality is like that I have gotten drops. Like I got arguably the best item for most people, which is the harmonized. It's like that those little moments, those tiny little moments where you see the pink text is
Yeah.
just so good. It's like, oh, like getting my Inquisitor skirt to complete full Inquisitors was fucking amazing. Like I couldn't believe
Yeah,
my
I
eyes.
bet.
And so I just
You have
know,
to stop. You have to stop milking the drop. You have to just look at it as soon as it appears and get it over with.
no,
That's how you get drops.
nah,
For the
any,
longest time, I also did the weird champ walk and see the light, the purple light or the white light appear. But by the end of my raids grind, I was so done with that bullshit. But that before even the crystal from in front of the chest disappears, I'm already there spam clicking the chest. That so as soon as it like
you know what's
goes
funny
away.
is I never did that for like 1100 nightmares. Like my first 1100, I never did that. I just waited for the drop. And then I saw Alfie do it one time and he actually got like a Halberg or some bullshit
Oh yeah, I think
from it.
I've
And I
seen
was
it.
like, dude, that looks so fucking cool to like barely see the outline of an item. It's never fucking happened to me so far, but like just been waiting for it. I just wanted to like see a drop like that one time because I haven't seen a drop like that. And so,
You probably fucking lost multiple nightmare kills worth of time doing that milking. Not even
dude,
joke.
I need that time though. Like you have no idea. Like I like just dude, I like I purposely make myself go pee because just anything to fucking take a break from Nightmare. Just the little breaks are like what make it like what keep me sane.
But the milking also makes the shit drops worse, which is happens way more often than
That's true.
the
Now, and
uniques. Like
also
if you do all that excitement, you actually start convincing yourself that oh my god, it's actually going to be an item, and then you see the fucking paper, as you call
yeah. Now
fucking paper. On the
I
top.
actually really should stop doing that. The main reason is because like a few days ago, my whole power shut off mid
Oh
kill.
god,
And
that
so
would be such a. Oh
and
my god.
dude, if my shit if it shut off when I got a drop and I couldn't pick it up, I'd fucking
It's
lose my
the
mind.
maze, and you go into your log, and you're like, "Why is there a maze here?"
Yeah, that would be fucking awful.
Oh my god!
No, but I've
You
like
throw
died mid
everything
kills.
out
It's
of
just
the
like
window.
it's the worst. Yeah, I should probably stop with that. And I've also never gotten a drop doing that, so maybe it's a fucking curse.
Yeah, I don't know. With such a low chance to get item, the milking just like, I don't know.
It's just something to just take a break. Just just I can just kind of relax and enjoy this moment, this 5 second moment. Instead of it just being over with and time to go back. It's like this little 5 second just paradise where I have to put no work in and I can just see what my work did. Like, well, I get something.
Yeah. God damn it, dude.
Yeah, fuck Nightmare.
It looks horrible.
Like you were saying earlier, like you think the game is like being catered toward normies. And initially, it's funny because like initially I thought Nightmare was like, damn, like they're actually catering toward neats. Like they're actually catering toward neats with these drop rates. And then I remembered, oh wait, no, they just didn't fucking want to work on Raids 3 for another couple of years, so they just raised the drop rates of that.
Yeah, I also feel like the main reason Nightmare exists is because Jagex was being lazy. A lot of the Irons, they know that people know live content when it comes out, and Ironman especially, and now mains too with the collection log want to go for the full log before they get to the point again where, oh, the game's boring, there's nothing to do, add Raids 3.
Yep.
So they just added this huge fuck you dick slap in the face of everyone where, oh yeah, this is, by the way, it's looked like this. There's fucking 6 items in the log, but oh, in actual reality, it takes more hours than raids to complete it.
It's fucked, man.
It's completely fucked. It should not be a thing, but at these times, it's nice that I'm a hardcore. I can just give myself the excuse of I'm not gonna go there anyway. Like, fuck it.
I gave
So
myself,
I don't have to care.
I gave myself an excuse to never go there, and then I don't know how the hell. Dude, I've done over 1,500 solos.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like, I don't even know how I've done that. And like the first 1,000 solos, I didn't even have full Inquisitors. I was like, my kills, I was looking back at some of my RuneLite screenshots. I had kills that were like 23, 24 minutes at the beginning. Like, dude, I don't know how I've done it so far.
It looks rough, man. I guess streaming really helps you do it.
Yeah, it helps. It is nice though doing it off stream because
for sure, yeah.
Part of the reason I end up just burning out of Nightmare and not doing it for a couple days is because like I die. Like as soon as I die, my flow's gone. I just don't want to go back. I just pick up my shit and I'm just pissed off. But
yeah, it's annoying as well.
Yeah, but being off stream, it's like I can focus so much more than like reading. I barely die ever off stream.
Have you ever died on Nightmare when you're in the phase of it just, you're killing the last set of pillars before
no, I did. And it was on stream. Literally, the final pillar died as I died.
Oh my god.
It actually fucking hurt. Like, you know how like it's like a metaphor to say your heart hurts? My heart actually hurt. It was like burning. It was just fucking hurt so bad.
I would start screaming.
I was no, there's a clip of it. It was just me just walking out of my room just quietly. It was the most depressing thing I've ever seen.
Is it the Sae Bae rage?
Nah, I don't think it's a rage. I could find it somewhere, but I don't know where to find it. I'd have to like look back in my clips.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any more topics. We got through all the ones that we have. So for those that are listening, okay, so every single time before a new Sae Bae Cast comes on, there's gonna be a Twitter thread. Put your topics in there because we will get to them. Like unless they're stupid or unless I don't understand them.
We went through everything, even the stupid ones.
Yeah. So
well, there was one stupid one.
Yeah. So Ari, looks like we can just probably end. But before we end, do you have any shout outs to give to certain OSRS players?
Yeah. Shout out to Sae Bae. Subscribe to his YouTube.
Shit. Yeah.
And,
by the way, I have to say this. I have to interrupt you. 40. Okay, we actually dropped. We're like at 45% now.
Wow.
45% of you guys that watch are not subscribed. Why? Or don't just sub. God damn it. Why are 45% of you not subbed? I don't understand it. Anyway, sub if you haven't. But yeah. Okay, continue. What other shout outs?
No shout outs, I guess.
Damn. Savage. I have one shout out to give.
Yeah.
And that is shit. I'm like stalling because I'm like trying to choose who because I actually had more, but I don't have any shout outs either because now if I name one, I have to name like 7 of them. So no shout outs for me either. But you guys might get it on the next one. So God damn it. But Ari, it was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
be sure to subscribe, guys, for real. And also, I'm going to have AriSlash's Twitch and Twitter. And wait, Ari, are you ever going to make that ramble, by the way? Or does this count as the ramble?
Yeah, well, no, this doesn't count. I have to talk one where I get kind of closer.
Yeah.
I should just do it once I finish all my goals. Like rank 5 is soon. I could do it after then or after 20 mil base, but I'm not sure when that is because I still need so much fucking mining XP.
Well, I'll just link your Twitch and Twitter. Ari also has a YouTube. I mean, I could link that as well, but
yeah, don't link my YouTube.
Yeah, I'll just link your Twitch and Twitter. But follow AriSlash, and yeah, he's gonna become rank 5 hardcore Ironman. So if you never, I'm assuming most of you have heard of him, but if you haven't, like, go check out his stream.
Don't get too excited though. I'm gonna hold the rank for a week or less, and then Lydia is gonna max, and I'll be rank 6 again.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you on the next.
Happy holidays if you're watching it around.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Oh wait, no, we're not allowed to say Christmas. We're allowed to just say holidays. Merry holidays.
Oh, Merry holidays. Yep.
Merry Christmas, guys, and Happy New Year. We may or may not have another Sae Bae Cast before the end of the year, but if not, early January. So, yep.
Thank you for having me.
Peace.